Hey guys, so here's my truck camper on my 2016 Tundra that I built out of 1/4-inch plywood and a couple of camper windows. So this is a 6.5 foot bed. What I used here was a full 8-foot sheet of plywood, and so I just used whatever that one 4x8 sheet would go, and so it goes almost to the end of the tailgate. Leaves a little room on the tailgate, but it's actually good for sitting drinks on or stepping up on, or it adds a little space. Over the cab, I didn't do a full like sleeper. This is more for storage, unless you got a little bitty kid. But basically, this part from here to right here is 2 feet, and then I can't remember the exact measurement, but whatever this is from here is about 3, maybe just a tad over 3 feet on that angle right there. And I wanted to leave a few inches over the top just so I didn't hit the cab. I probably could have brought it down a little bit lower, but that was close enough for me. And then like on the front, that's just one sheet of plywood. Well, a piece of a sheet of plywood, half of one right there, half of one right there. And I've got some eye bolts on each side that I use to hang this from the rafters of a barn I have. And that's how I pick it up. So I pick it up, hang it up. It doesn't weigh a whole lot, probably like 400 or 500 pounds at the most when it's packed up. 1/4-inch sheet of plywood only weighs about 25 pounds each. These windows, I bootlegged out of an old camper shell, just unscrewed it, cut a hole, put them in here, caulked around it. It's not fancy, but it doesn't leak. And at the top, there's a little bit of overhang from the plywood at the top. There's 2 sheets. There's a 4x8 sheet, and then like a, I don't know, a 2 foot wide-ish sheet here. The angle does taper up a little bit. That's why there's about a 1/2 inch overhang on each side and about a 1/2 inch at the back just to kind of drip the water off. You can see the back end here. The back end, the doors, just a sheet of plywood I had left over. There's about, I don't know, I think it's 26 inches. And then this is all just enclosed. I cut out that. Right now I only have one sliding lock for it, but it holds a like actual lock that goes down in there to keep anybody from getting in. Same thing on this side. You can see the eye hooks over there. This got put in last, so that's why it's not painted yet, to fill in this space right there. But from the back, you can still see the tail lights if you're driving behind me, as long as you're not too close to me. And usually you can see the license plate, but I've got a bicycle hitch in place right now. All right, so let's take a quick look inside this joker. So that comes undone. Nothing fancy over here, a couple hinges. And as you can see here, in the floor, usually I have a sheet of plywood over here. I think it's actually up here right now. And so that one memory foam mattress up there, I just roll out. That's the bed in the bottom for whoever wants to sleep in the bottom. I put this little board right here to fill in the gap between the tailgate. These boards on the side, I just ran a piece of tape here to seal it off, and some little packing tape under here to seal it off. Keeps most of the dust and junk. So like normally sleeping with 4 people, like I'd have that memory foam rolled out to right here. You still have a couple feet right here for cooler storage of stuff, maybe if you want to have a little porta potty or something. And so that's plenty big for like 2 people and probably a couple dogs to sleep. They're not too big. And then up here you can have like 2 adults really can sleep up here. Like I said, I slept on this side last night, my kid slept over here, but it's big enough. And then in the middle there's like a little space up here if you want to play cards or whatever. And it's held up by 2 2x4s. There's a 2x2 on that end that holds it. You can see there's plenty of room up there to hold sleeping bags and all of that kind of stuff. Or if you're sleeping here, you can put like your phone and whatnot up here. You can see these cover the windows really well, but all you have to do is open this back and these windows slide open. So at night that's good, and then you can take them off during the day. As far as framing goes, I just use basically 2x4s on the top, and then on the sides, those are mostly just 2x4s that I stripped into, and then a couple braces where I had these 2 pieces of plywood I had to join together. You can kind of see what the plywood looks like on top. I just painted it with like some type of RV paint coating. Maybe I'll put a metal piece of tin on there in the future, but right now that's not a big concern. All right, so next thing, I'm gonna convert this to, there's some space to hold water bottles and whatnot, and on the sides as well. Next thing, I'm gonna convert this to like a 3-bed sleeper, so you can kind of see what that looks like. Here's what the framing looks like underneath that bed. And so you can see I've just got a 2x4 across there, a 2x2 across there that it sits on. And at the back, it gets tied off at the end with, held to the ceiling with that ratchet strap. I've just basically got a nail sticking up right there where these boards fit on there so they don't slide and move around, and they're secured underneath right there. And this little is just a piece of plywood that comes up. And then this is how the bed's held on the other side. And you see it sitting on top of those 2x4s, that 2x2. On the back, I've got a spot where there's a nail that goes down in here, holds it in place. And then this piece of paracord keeps the back up and steady. And so all you do is take that off. This piece comes out. Those two also come out. So the 2x4 framing comes out and just slides up under there. And then this bed space, that plywood goes on top. I've got it cut where it fits in there. The one that was in the middle is like the table between the two, goes on the back. And then I'm gonna put this piece of memory foam in there. So basically that's like a couch cushion if you don't wanna take up all this space during the day, or if you just wanna have a couch and then 2 people sleep on the floor. So this is what everything looks like up, with out of the way, all the stuff packed up, got all the blankets folded up. And you can see here, I've just got those 2 pieces of memory foam on top of one another, one of them tucked away right there. And it acts like a couch, and like I said, you could sleep on it. It's a full 6 feet wide. You can roll that one out, that's a queen. But otherwise, there's a lot of space if you just wanna hang out during the day and you don't want all the beds taking up the room in here. And then, like I said, this is one of the beds, the one on the right side. It's just a regular plastic table that you can use for putting stuff on outside. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope you enjoyed.